After the last episode, a lot of you guys were pretty split on the trades that I proposed to you guys in that episode involving Kyle Lowry, Eric Bledsoe, as well as Derek Favors and Kristaps Porzingis. So you can see we're skipping forward to the trade deadline here, and we are going to pull off the Kristaps Porzingis trade. We're also going to get Aaron Aflalo out of it. We're throwing in 2 first-round picks and Courtney Lee. I think that's a pretty fair deal considering we threw in the 2 first-round picks. Now looking at the Chris Middleton trade market here, and I see one offer for Chandler Parsons. I really like this. I think Parsons, just based on the role that Middleton plays in our offense, I think Parsons could kind of do that, catch the ball in the corner and be able to slash to the basket kind of game a little bit better than Middleton. He's putting up 18 points a game on a pretty mediocre Dallas team. There were some other offers here from Middleton though, one included Elfrid Payton, but eventually I decided to go after Chandler Parsons, and Payton I would have liked to run the second unit. I kind of had this idea of running getting 2 really good point guards and always having a good point guard out on the floor, but eventually I decided to just go with the Chandler Parsons deal. So now we're looking at one more trade here. It is with Andre Iguodala and CJ McCollum. I'm looking at giving up some of my bench players. I don't really want to give up Kent Bazemore, but I decided Iguodala was an upgrade over Bazemore, even if he is a little bit older. Now, doing 2 more trades here. We're going to do 2 more very minor trades. One of them is Aaron Aflalo and a future first-round pick for Jarnell Stokes. We gave up Mike Scott in the Andre Iguodala trade, so we needed a new power forward. And you can see Chris Miles gets back and healthy. But we are going to make one more trade. It's going to be for Patty Mills here. I want to say we gave up Doug Mann and Rodney Hood for him. And the reason I wanted to give up Rodney Hood was just because I really had not been playing very well with him throughout the whole season, and we got some new shooters, especially with the emergence of Anthony Brown, the return of Chris Miles, and then the additions of CJ McCollum and Andre Iguodala. I didn't really feel like it was necessary to keep Hood around, and I wanted the new backup point guard. I wanted an upgrade at backup point guard, so we went with Patty Mills, a bit more of a playmaker, a shot creator than a guy like Ray McCallum. So we kind of really revamped the team a little bit. We kept the main core. You know, we still have Miles, Bledsoe. I really thought about moving at the deadline, but I was looking at some of his ratings and looking at some of the point guards I was targeting, and I really just realized that Bledsoe is one of the better point guards in this game, and he wanted to re-sign. He's only looking for like a 3-year, $39-ish, $40 million contract offer, which I'd be more than happy to pay him. I thought about going after a guy like Mike Conley, if not a Kyle Lowry, but I just at the end of the day decided to keep Bledsoe. He is pretty good. And getting Porzingis I think is going to be a big help, so we really have our top 4 guys, I think, set in place now for the future, and I think they all play together pretty well with Lopez, Porzingis, Miles, and Eric Bledsoe. We'll see about that 5th starting spot with that shooting guard. You know, for now, I have Parsons at the 3 and Miles at the 2. We have a lot of size in our starting lineup with those 2 playing the wing. Because Miles is 6'7" and Parsons is 6'9". The thing I really do like about that lineup, though, is that can easily be transformed into a small ball lineup, getting rid of one of our bigs and adding another guard out there. So it's a kind of a versatile lineup, a lineup that we can do a lot of things with. And Parsons, like I said, I think he's just a really good 3-point shooter, good slash and kick guy, kind of fits what we want out of that role. I think Middleton was a little bit misused by us, and that's really one of the reasons why I wanted to move him. I just didn't feel like we were getting the most out of him. I'm not really sure how to get the most out of him. I don't know if I should have used him off the dribble a little bit more, but really that guy on our team is going to be filling just kind of the role of standing in the corner, catching the ball, slashing, kicking, cutting, doing that stuff. He's not going to have the ball in his hands a lot of the time. And I think Parsons just kind of fits that role pretty well. So I think that's why he'll be an upgrade over Middleton. And then, you know, Porzingis, I think he's just going to help our offense a lot. Like I said, I looked at the defensive ratings. I didn't think the drop-off from Favors to Middleton, or I'm sorry, from Favors to Porzingis was huge. It's definitely a drop-off, but I don't think it was massive. And I think keeping Eric Bledsoe, I think Bledsoe does so much for a perimeter defense that keeping Bledsoe is going to allow us to play Porzingis and Lopez down low and have our defense not be too affected. But I will say this game I really struggled. I think it was just kind of getting used to the new team. If you remember last trade deadline when I picked up Victor Oladipo, I really struggled with him in the first game, and then he became a beast for us the rest of the way down the stretch of the season. So I think that it is kind of hard to judge the new look Nets off of this one game because we do kind of get our crap handed to us. As you can see, Hardaway hitting the 3 there. The Celtics go up by 20. Now it's a 19-point game. But take a look at this Isaiah Thomas down the floor. He's going to find Hardaway in the corner, and Hardaway's going to drain another 3. He had 4 threes, I believe, tonight, and would finish with like 25 points or something along those lines. But anyway, I think it's hard to judge a book by its cover. I think this is definitely not a good first impression for this new team. But we'll see, you know, when we'll play at least 2 or 3 more regular season games before we get into the playoffs, and we'll see how we do in those episodes because I think that I like the new group. I like the way that these guys play together. And I think we improved our bench. I think we've got a lot of good things going on our bench. We have CJ McCollum and Patty Mills. Both are guys who can have the ball in their hands, create for other guys, get into the lanes, and just create off the dribble and really create offense for our second unit. We've got Andre Iguodala, who we can throw at any, you know, true elite 6th man, or we can even insert into the starting lineup if we felt like Parsons, or if we felt like we were going up against a team with a lot of good guard play. and we wanted a third really good defender in our starting lineup on the wing, then we could sit Parsons and start Iguodala, and then, you know, Miles and Bledsoe are both really good defenders as it is. So I liked getting Iguodala on the team, and then Jarnell Stokes, you know, I just sort of got because he was really the only big man available out there who was like in the upper 70s and overall, and that the team wanted to give away for not too much. I mean, we gave up a late first-round pick, a future first that's probably going to be in the low 20s based on the way that our franchise is projecting, but still, you know, if we get Stokes and then we add him to Simple Lar, so I think our front court's going to be fine in the second unit come playoff time. But anyway, that is going to do it. So I hope you guys did enjoy. We ended up getting our crap stuffed, as I said before. We ended up losing. Final score of 104 to 86. We get down by 18 points. And this is actually a really bad loss because the Celtics were one of the cellar dwellers in the Eastern Conference this year. I believe they're last in our division. They might be second to last, depending on where Philly is. But I think Philly's actually better than them this year. I think they were 19-42 entering this game. And we just didn't play very well offensively and defensively. We couldn't get much going on offense, and our defense at times went through patches where we just couldn't get stops. So Hardaway and Ingram combined for 47. Scal Labissiere and Chuck Diallo also in double figures each. So this is a nice little Celtics team they've got going here. They drafted Percy Nichols pretty high last year. We'll see how that works out for them. That's going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.
Kevin, thank you. And now we get a chance to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
When you're having a night shooting in the high 50s, you're being efficient with your shot selection. He played smart basketball tonight, really made each possession count. He was the difference maker.
I mean, he was lights out from deep. Some aerial mastery going on, guys. He spent a lot more time behind the arc than he usually does. Good call by the coaching staff to use him in that way. The defense was not expecting it.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.